His Excellency Vice President of the Republic of Seychelles, Mr. Ahmed Afif, Ministers, Governor of the Central Bank of Seychelles, President and Chief Executive Officer of Trade and Development Bank, Mr. Admasu Tadese, Chairman of the Board of Nebula Fintech Limited, Mr. Francis Changleng, Chief Executive Officer of Nebula Fintech Limited, Mr. Roshan Kulpu, members of Nebula Fintech Board, prestigious shareholders of Nebula Fintech Limited, esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests. Welcome to this momentous occasion that we have all been eagerly anticipating for. Today, we will be witnessing the revolutionizing of payment landscape in Seychelles, celebrating innovation, creativity, and the power of collective vision.
Behind the scenes of this technological masterpiece is a team of visionaries, techies, engineers, and creative minds who have poured their hearts and souls into crafting a platform that is powerful and intuitive. Our pursuit of excellence would not have been possible without their dedication and the unwavering support of all our partners and investors. Their faith and support in our vision has propelled us forward and pushed us to set new standards of excellence. We are honored to have you by our side as we embark on this exciting journey. The event you are about to witness is not just a launch. It's an inauguration of possibilities, a gateway to the future of innovation, connectivity, and a Seychelles made better through technology.
Before we delve into all of that, I am honored to invite Mr. Francis Changleng, the chairman of Nebula Fintech Limited, to shed light on the visionary leadership and meticulous engineering behind the realization of our company's ambitious journey. Mr. Changleng.
Good morning to you all. Vice President Mr. Ahmed Afif, Ministers Hassan and Waro, Central Bank Governor Karen Arabel, our good friend Admasu Tadese, shareholders, directors of Nebula Fintech Limited, and for distinguished guests, and for all those who are not with us today. And I'd like to make a special mention to Daniel Lomchon from TDB, who has been one of our earlier person backing us until today. Unfortunately, he's not been able to join us today, and we wish him good luck. Today, it's a journey which we started in 2017. And for me, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our good friend and also to be able to be part of the launching of this project which started in 2017, at the time when it took this bold effort with the support of various parties to acquire Cable & Wireless Seychelles. Personally, it is also a major challenge for me on this project of Nebula Fintech. I've never, in my life actually, I've done many projects. This one has been the most challenging. Many steps along the way, challenges, but what gave us the strength, the team and myself, what most thrilling, most exciting, and more important, to work with a team of young Seychellois. All of them, in every way, we took that decision there to work with them. Of course, there were question marks whether we'll deliver. But to get this team, guided by a team of seasoned professionals, and today, this is where we are. And I cannot not remember my mentor and mentor a lot of us in this room, Mr. Guy Morel, the late Mr. Guy Morel, who today would have been so proud seeing a combination of youth and seasoned professional. That was his basic strategy all the time. In 2017, as I said earlier, we got together and said, things are evolving in the financial world. What they call fintech And some of us said, why don't we try and see how we can develop? And doing that, the objective and our mission was to transform the payment system in this country. Working closely with the existing financial institutions, we feel that it will make it easier, simpler, and cheaper for the people to transact in and outside the country, making it easier for merchants to do business and simplifying transactions across the nation. We call that the objective of a super app. Why do we say super app? Basically what we said, we'll provide a platform which will allow the banks, cable wireless, telcos, small businesses, that fisherman, that farmer, to also be able to do transactions on the phone. I mean, often some of us who get home, oh, I forgot, it's someone's birthday, oh, I forgot to buy flowers, or I forgot to buy a present. Once the app develops, we will be able, online, to order a bunch of flowers, order a special present. Somebody then from on a scooter or some link to the app can deliver. So this is the ultimate objective, is to adopt this super app. So what they did, how did we do it? We got a team of investors, and they put the seed capital. We then chose initially 3 young Seychellois. Still green. Some of them have not worked before, but they had the brains, they had the vision, and they were able to guide us. We then did a survey, a market survey, and we realized that Seychellois were ready to accept digitalization. And at the same time, government was pushing very hard for digitalization. So, for the study, we got together with our major partners today, Nova Bank, Cable Wireless, Nebula, and ABC Bank, which came later. And in July 2022, following the conclusion of the study, we applied to the central bank for a license. You can see Georgette, Nicholas, preparing, collating, and the pressure to bring the license to the central bank. And we know central bank makes sure that every dots and T's must be crossed. Having met all the conditions, the central bank on January 29 approved for Nebula central bank in February 2022 approved for us to get a license, but we had to meet a number of conditions. I'm proud to say, yesterday, the central bank approved for us to start operation, and also for approval for our CEO, Roshan Kolpur, to start all the operations. It's difficult on a project like that to thank people individually. But I wish to thank, initially, of course, the major shareholders who decided to support us on a project with a lot of risk. Of course, there are risks involved, but they backed us. They decided to back us, and they believe, and the list is very long, but I will, as I said, mention, we have the Minister of Finance, the government, the central bank governor, the first deputy, all officers of the central bank, who ensured that we stayed on the right course. Our technology partners, BPC, KPMG, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, Creative, all represented today. We're also indebted to the invaluable technical support we received from Nova Bank, CWS, ABC Bank, and Seychelles Credit Union, and all the countless others. During this last year, we have faced many challenges, I've said earlier. Complaints, Resma data, we're starting UAT. Oh, transferring from tests, those who know that I have to learn these things. UAT, production, testing environment. Moving from testing environment, you get to production. Oh, something is not working. Oh, my God. This guy spent a whole night. But eventually, you get to the office this morning, they're all smiling. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure today, on behalf of the shareholders, board, and all employees of Nebula FinTech, to thank you all for your hard work, and we know we can count on you for continued support. And we now invite you to join us on this digital journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chong Lang. I could not have said it better myself. A good many of you have witnessed the evolution of the banking landscape in Seychelles over the years. No, we're not calling you old. But as our nation grew, so did the needs and expectations of our citizens and businesses.
In the early days, banking in Seychelles was relatively a simple affair, with a handful of traditional banks catering for the basic financial needs of the population. However, as our economy expanded, so did the complexity for financial transactions and the demand for modern, convenient banking services.
Yet, challenges remained. The need for greater accessibility, security, and flexibility in financial services persisted. And while we can acknowledge that there are some remarkable banking apps that address a lot of these requirements, it's important to recognize that the ever-evolving landscape of financial technology presents new challenges and opportunities. It's not about criticizing or undermining the achievement of other apps. It's about recognizing that there are always room for growth and improvement.
This is where we come in. We are here to bridge those remaining gaps, to offer fresh perspectives, and to provide solutions that align with the changing needs of our users. Our product represents an experience that is more inclusive, more secure, and more tailored to the needs of the Seychellois citizens and businesses, and creates a financial ecosystem that benefits everyone. Over the course of this event, you will be introduced to a groundbreaking product, a revolutionary idea, or an initiative that promises to redefine the way we perceive and interact with the world around us.
But before all is revealed, let us take a moment to appreciate the collective efforts, the tireless dedication, and the unwavering belief that have propelled us into this launch. As we celebrate the journey of the Seychelles banking system and introduce our platform into this narrative, it is essential to highlight the pivotal role played by our valued partners. Our product is not merely a standalone innovation. It is the result of strategic collaboration with the biggest telecommunication company, Cable and Wireless, the largest retail bank, Nouveau Bank, and ABC Bank in Mauritius. Together, they bring over 200 years of experience, resources, and expertise to this project. And of course, last but not least, the support from Trade and Development Bank. Our partnership with Cable and Wireless Seychelles represents a convergence of technology and communication, marking a significant step towards a more connected and accessible financial future. Through this collaboration, Eboo gains unprecedented reach, ensuring that financial services are at your fingertips wherever you go, whenever you need them.
The collaboration between these companies, titans in their own rights, is more than just a business agreement. It is a unification of the strength, combining the telecommunication prowess of the telco with the financial expertise of the banks to create a seamless, all-encompassing financial ecosystem for Seychelles.
Our collaboration with Nouveau Bank and ABC Bank reinforces our commitment to the financial stability and security of our users. The expertise and experience of our banking partners have been instrumental in shaping a platform that not only empowers users, but also ensures the highest standards of safety and security.
Since the launch of the teaser campaign, we've had quite a few scratching your heads, wondering, what is the blinking eye about? No more head scratching now.
Having shared the remarkable journey of the Seychelles banking system and the impactful partnerships that have shaped it, it is now my great pleasure to unveil the brand that symbolizes the future of finance in Seychelles.
The success of the product is intricately woven into fabric of its own, a name and identity meticulously crafted, Eboo. It encapsulates a cutting-edge electronic vibes with the rich heritage of Seychelles. The E signifies electronic innovation, and as a collective, it is a nod to the iconic Seychelles 500 rupee note. Thanks to our talented graphic designer, Andrew, this fusion comes to life in the logo we see here today, capturing the perfect blend of tradition and tech, all of which is reflected in our app. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to reveal our app video.
Here you go. Eboo is going to be more than just another app. Eboo is going to be your best friend, a financial companion that puts your financial well-being at the forefront. How, you wonder? This mobile or e-wallet allows you to top up your wallet up directly by entering your card details as you would when making an online purchase, or by using your banking app to transfer the money directly into your Eboo wallet.
You can easily view your account statements, transaction history, and account details within the app to help you keep track of your finances and monitor your account balances all in real time.
And you can send money to anyone registered. They will receive it instantly.
But more than that, we have a built-in convenient bill payment features. With increased number of billers coming over in the next few months, this will allow you to pay numerous bills without even having to leave the platform.
Like cable and wireless bill, for example.
Mm-hmm. There's another cool one, right, Dion?
Yep.
Here's a cool one. How many of us get embarrassed when we go to the restaurant? We're turning into mathematicians trying to split the bill. Now, no more. With Eboo, you can now split the bill amongst with your friends. You choose, split the bill equally, or set a custom amount and each other can pay.
We told you Eboo is going to be your best friend. And like any best friend, we want to make sure that you feel secure and your finances well protected. Hence, the app employs advanced security measures, including biometric authentication, such as fingerprint or facial recognition, making sure no one can access your account but you.
As a merchant, you're probably wondering, where do I fit in all of this? It's very simple. Please. People want a fast, convenient way to pay. You provide them by accepting payments via Eboo. Your merchant app is very simple to use. You have quick access to order to create dynamic or static QR codes, see when your payments come in, and you can also send customized invoices to your clients. With a separate portal, sub-users with different rights can be created and their transactions tracked. Imminently, we'll also be giving you the ability to conduct bulk salary payment straight from the merchant portal.
Tracy, I think you missed out the best part.
Right. Dion. Should I tell them?
You should.
Here's a real game changer. We've implemented a groundbreaking lower transaction fee. The more you engage with our platform, the lower the fee goes, ensuring money stays where it belongs, in your account. And now, without further ado, let's welcome the distinguished guest, Vice President of the Republic of Seychelles, Mr. Ahmed Afif, to share a few words of the transformative impact Eboo is making in shaping the financial landscape. VP, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. The President and Chief Executive of Trade and Development Bank, Mr. Admasu Tadese, Minister Hassan, Minister Wawo, Governor of the Central Bank, Chief Executives, board members of Cable and Wireless, distinguished guests, technology enthusiasts, what we call digital blazers. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a pleasure for me to be present this morning in front of you as you launch something which is exciting for Seychelles. It may not be new in terms of digital payment systems, but it's certainly exciting because it moves to another level where we used to be on our laptop to make payments, and now we can do it whilst on the move and in a lot more flexible ways. I think this development of this app follows very much what the government wants to promote in Seychelles and what we've been talking about in the last, certainly the last 3 years, which is pushing the digital agenda. And my colleague, Minister Hassan, has never wasted one moment in every speech, in every forum that he's been, including in cabinet, where we've been pushing that Seychelles needs to go digital. Digital purely because you bridge a lot of physical barriers. You take us into the next era of modern, swift communications, payments, and I suppose, seamless ways of doing things which will make the country more efficient. I think what makes this app slightly different from what we have seen in the past is that this one interacts or will interact as soon as it is active with a lot more service providers. It will connect you directly with a lot of banks. It will connect you with your traders, and it will connect you on the move. And I think that is quite an achievement. And for a small country like Seychelles, and I suspect with the fast way that telecoms has evolved, the speed of communications, we're now ready for such apps. And I believe in your presentation, you mentioned security. And I think this will be paramount to this app going in a big way and propagating with everyone. Because when I drive to work every morning, I see a lot of people still standing by the queues at Commercial Bank, APSA, and people still, they may not be large numbers, on the street they look big, but there is still, sadly, a notion in Seychelles that you cannot trust that card. You cannot trust that digital system. And now that it's going to be on your phone, what happens if you lose your phone? Someone's going to get all your transactions. This is what is in people's minds. The older generation has evolved. I think the younger generation, you'll have less of a problem, but there's still that gap where people still believe that it's better to have cash, it's better to use a check, but it needs to fade out for a number of reasons, not just efficiency. So my message to the developers and the trade is that we must promote that element of security. I'm confident that what I have seen through your app is secure, because if somebody steals your phone, he still can't make payments because you'll have facial recognition, you'll need your fingerprint, you'll need a PIN. So it doesn't matter if you steal your phone. There's a lot of security built in. But that message has got to go across. That message that it's secure, it's not complicated to use, and that it will make your life easier. It will be your friend. And I think this is the message that we in the government will help you to promote, and I'm sure with your commercial skills, you will also push that message. Overall, I think we are making very good progress through Nebula FinTech, through cable and wireless, through the cooperation with the banks. I think this is the way for Seychelles to go. We must network, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your innovative ideas, for the way that you also see our vision, and you're playing your important role to make it happen. I'd like to thank the banks. I'd like to thank TDB in particular for helping finance what may have been deemed as risky, but it will bring tremendous benefits for the Seychelles. I'd like to also say a special word of thanks to the young people who've been developing this. And it's always difficult to be at the frontier of technology because it's so risky sometimes. It changes so fast. What you think is amazing today becomes redundant in a few months. And you need to be constantly on your feet, innovating and moving ahead in a very smart way. Otherwise, you get left behind. So thank you very much. And I really appreciate how you've put your effort into this, and how I'm sure as soon as you said it's been approved by the central bank since yesterday, so we'll all be downloading the app soon and we'll be making good use of it, and I'm sure we'll be singing the praises of how Eboo has changed our lives. So with this, I'd like to thank you very much, and once again, thank you for the organizers, thank you for Nebula for helping to take Seychelles forward, and to the people who are out there who are listening, download it. It's going to be safe. It's going to make the country more efficient. Thank you very much.
Thank you, VP.
As a company rooted in innovation, we strive to tackle traditional challenges with modern solutions. Who hasn't felt the pain of dealing with KYC, right? Embracing this ethos, we've revolutionized the onboarding process, making the collection of KYC documents as painless and quick, all while adhering to the stringent regulatory standards.
Tracy, why don't you just show them?
Yeah, let's show them. And now it is an honor to have with us a distinguished guest who understands the importance of progress and innovation in the financial sector. Please join me in welcoming the esteemed Governor of the Central Bank, Ms. Caroline Abel.
Vice President Mr. Ahmed Afif, President and Chief Executive Officer of TDB, Mr. Admasou Tadesse, Minister Hassan, Minister Wawo, board members, management and staff of Nebula FinTech Limited, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am pleased to have been afforded the opportunity to say a few words on behalf of the Central Bank as Nebula FinTech Limited becomes the newest payment service provider to step into the Seychelles financial services landscape. As we are all aware, technology is transforming the design and delivery of financial services and products across the globe, and Seychelles cannot be left behind. With this, there is an increased need and interest for new players other than traditional banks to enter the market and offer payment solutions. Against this backdrop, the Central Bank has been actively working towards modernizing the financial sector over the last few years by introducing new systems and appropriate legislation that would encourage and facilitate the introduction of innovative financial products and services. The launch of Airtel Seychelles mobile money transfer service in 2015, licensed by the Central Bank, marked the introduction of e-money in the local financial system. Nebula FinTech Limited, joining the dynamic and evolving financial services landscape almost a decade later, facilitated by the National Payment System e-money regulation enacted in 2022, symbolizes further efforts and progress made to put in place the necessary framework to encourage more innovation in the local payment sphere. Leveraging innovative financial solutions to support the country's digitalization agenda is one of the strategic priorities outlined in the Central Bank's new strategic plan, with the aim of maintaining financial stability. Hence, pushing forward with the country's modernization and fintech journey will undoubtedly see continuous collaboration between the relevant stakeholders to develop new initiatives that will spur innovation that responds to the needs and specificities of the various segments of the population. This is key to stimulate competition, increasing consumer choice, and fostering access to convenient, affordable, reliable, efficient, and safe financial products and services. The relevant regulatory and supervisory frameworks will also be developed and adjusted to ensure the mitigation of potential risks that these developments can bring. It is hoped that the e-money services and the other solutions that will be offered by Nebula FinTech Limited will bring added benefits for the population and inspire other individuals and firms to tap into the opportunities that exist to further develop the country's digital financial services landscape. To conclude, I extend warm congratulations to the board members, management, and staff of Nebula FinTech Limited for embarking on this venture and wish the team all the very best in their endeavor to contribute towards efforts to bring more innovative payment services to Seychelles. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor, for gracing us with your presence and sharing your invaluable insights. Now, as we continue this journey of financial innovation, it gives me great pleasure to welcome another distinguished guest. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to the President and Chief Executive Officer of Trade and Development Bank, Mr. Adamasu Tadese.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies, Your Excellency Vice President Ahmed Afif, Honorable Minister Nadir Hassan, esteemed Governor of the Central Bank, Caroline Eboo, distinguished members of the Seychelles government present, captains of industry from the banking sector, who we work very closely with as well, and of course our dear valued client, represented by Francis Savy. Very much a pleasure to be back here in the Seychelles on behalf of the Trade and Development Bank Group, a multilateral African financial institution that is very active here in the Seychelles, as many of you will know. The reason I flew out for this occasion is because it gives me personally great pleasure to see this beautiful country making stride after stride after stride. We saw the impact some of the landmark investments have had here over the years, Eden Island being a key one. But we were so enamored by this prospect of cable and wireless transforming to become a much more value-added company here in the Seychelles, to expand investments, not just in telecoms, but in the allied sector of finance. As the good Vice President has mentioned, we all know that there's probably only two major innovations that have happened in finance over the past 40, 50 years. One is microfinance. Grameen Bank, many of you will know that story. The second one is fintech. We have thrown our weight behind both telecoms and finance across the whole region, very much trying to push the values that have been mentioned by the good Vice President and Governor Caroline. Connectivity, but most importantly, inclusivity. Not many people give us enough credit as Africans that whether you take telecom or finance, Africa has been at the forefront of global innovation. We were the first to embrace mobile telephony in a way that captivated the world's imagination. We moved so fast, and we leapfrogged in a way that was really not expected of Africa. Fintech, another amazing story. Africa was at the forefront of mobile money, as many of us will know. So when you look at these two sectors, they happen to be very special sectors for Africa because they have dispelled all the myths that Africa cannot innovate, Africa cannot be inventive, Africa does not have the entrepreneurship it takes to get this kind of transformational development that in the end touches the lives of every single person. Even a country as advanced as South Africa back 10 years ago, only 50% of the population was banked and had accounts. So fintech, even in advanced countries, represents a very important innovation. Innovation is often touted as the secret sauce in the great story of countries and companies. We ourselves at TDB have tried to live up to the promise of innovation by developing into a group. So we're now a Trade and Development Bank Group, and we have around 5 different entities within the group. And we're trying to embrace innovation and technology in the same way some of our esteemed clients like Cable and Wireless have done. We have a great team of people at TDB Group. Many of you have come across them. Thank you, Francis, for giving recognition to Daniel Lamchun, who's one of our senior executives and one of the chief executives of the group. He has done an exceptional job here in the Seychelles with Cable and Wireless and also other initiatives in the past. My colleague Michael, who runs our banking business. You will see more and more of TDB over the months and years ahead. We're planning to bring our annual general meeting with hundreds of people back to the Seychelles to have our traditional annual meeting. And we hope to celebrate these stories to inspire the rest of Africa, to let the region know that even though Seychelles may not be a huge economy in the African context, it's a very impactful one and one that has a lot of lessons to offer. And on that note, I'd like to thank you, Francis, for believing in TDB to be a great partner of the initiative that Nebula represents, but also Cable and Wireless. And there's other entrepreneurs here in the Seychelles that have benefited from TDB, and we look forward to working with other entrepreneurs and other projects to help Seychelles move to its potential. And on that note, as somebody who's been back and forth here for 20 years, I have to admit I don't feel like a foreigner anymore. I feel like this is my home. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Tadese. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our Big Bang.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, as we draw the curtains on this momentous event, we extend a heartfelt invitation for you to join us on this exhilarating journey. The Eboo train is in motion, propelling Seychelles into a future of finance that's both innovative and accessible. Don't miss the opportunity. Come on board and witness the evolution of our financial landscape.
To all merchants, big and small, we open our doors and invite you to engage with us. Your journey with Eboo begins now.
A special note of gratitude to our esteemed partners, Cable and Wireless, Novo Bank, ABC Bank, and a heartfelt thank you to Marcus of GM Events. Your support has been invaluable, and we're grateful for your efforts today. If we can just give a little clap.
To each one of you, thank you for gracing us with your presence. We look forward to welcoming you as registered users of Eboo once we launch that stage. We invite you as to linger, network, and connect with us over some refreshments. Feel free to ask us any questions. Our team is here to provide you with insights and information. For our esteemed merchants, let us make the onboarding process seamless. Come, engage, and let's embark on this exciting journey together. Your success is our priority, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Thank you for being part of this extraordinary moment with Eboo. Thank you.
Thank you.